Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Metallic Insanity 666 with a deck profile. I call this deck in search of Exodia, or search for Exodia. I'll probably call it in search for Exodia. It's an Exodia deck. I just built it now. Hopefully, if I'm able to go to the state title heats on Sunday, because I couldn't go tonight, so that's when I was supposed to pay it. But if I can pay it on the day, I'll be going. And yeah, this is the deck I'll be running. It's 42 cards all up, but I have to take 2 cards out because they're like, I can run them, but not on tournaments because of this format, then not in. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, we start with monsters, 5 pieces of Exodia, of course. Well, you can't really have an Exodia deck without them. So they're the right leg, the left leg, the left arm, the right arm, and Exodia, the forbidden one. Actually, I'll start with spells first, because that's just the way I've got the deck sorted out at the moment. But yeah, they're the 5 pieces of Exodia in the deck. They're Hobby League, which is even better. A full set of Hobby League Exodia. So, anyway, here's spells first. After Genocide, Dark Factory of the Mass Production, Monster Reborn, Soul Exchange, Swords of Revealing Light, Ancient Rules, Dark Hole, Card Destruction, and the 2 cards that I have to take out for the thing, I took out of my 6 Sam deck, because I was building a deck. Right, I'm building a new deck, and that will be my main deck, but this will probably be my deck until I build that deck fully. A lot of cards in this have been taken from that deck. Basically, my whole traps list, bar one, give or take a few cards, is actually basically every trap in my deck at the moment. So, Change of Heart and Pot of Greed I have to take out for tournaments. Mountain, and that's a field card for dragons and stuff, and I use Terraforming to search it. So yeah, you'll notice with this deck it's a big bunch of searches and a lot of searching and stuff. You'll see, because it's an Exodia deck, it's pretty good to have searches. Cuts back on what cards you could use, and especially when the way me and my friend play, we draw 7 cards at first. So if I had like a lot of searches in my first hand, that would be awesome. So anyway, here's the traps: Torrential Tribute, Solemn Warning, Trap Hole, Mirror Force, Magic Jammer, Fruits of Kazaki's Study, and Lightfall Sword. That's it for the traps. Yeah, I never run a lot of traps in my decks. I just don't see the point in it. Now, there's not a lot of dragons in this deck, and you'll probably say, well, why have you got Mountain, which is a dragon field card, if you're not going to run that many dragons in this deck? I have a perfectly good reason for it, and you'll see that good reason in a minute. Right now, Malefic Stardust Dragon. You need a field card on this field for it. Field card on the field to summon it, well, for him to stay alive. Dark Magician, Elemental Hero Sparkman, Steamroid, Marsh Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 1 Summon Skull, 3 Yellow Gadget, which is now starting to get into the searches, 3 Yellow Gadget, 3 Green Gadget, and 3 Green Gadget, which will search each other. Green will search for red, red will search for yellow, and yellow will search for green. So that's basically the searches of the deck. One Mystic Tomato. I need to get more of these. I'm planning to run 3 Mystic Tomato and 1 Sangan per deck. That may change depending on the newest format that comes out in a couple of months. But still, I got 1 Mystic Tomato, 1 Sang, which searches for Sangan, yeah, and then Sangan will either search for Exodia, or most of the times that I use him to search for Exodia. And then I've got Karibo to just stop battle damage. I'm thinking about running another 2 Karibos in, but you never know. But like, yeah, as I said, this is basically a search deck. That's why it's called insearch for Exodia. Let's see, Fruits of Kazakis. You take the top 3 cards of your deck, put them back in any order. Terraforming searches for Mountain. Pot of Greed lets you to draw 2 cards. Can't really use that in tournaments. Card Destruction, good if you're running out of deck and you know you have the 5 pieces of Exodia left in your deck. You can Card Destruct to see if you get them. And then, of course, Dark Factory. It's good to put cards back into your hand. So say you just randomly chucked. They have to be normal though, that's the only problem. But say you had Blue Eyes and a Summoned, or Sparkman, Dark Magician, any of those in the field, they're pretty good. But yeah, so just a quick recap. After Genocide, Dark Factory, Monster Reborn, Soul Exchange, Swords, Ancient Rules, Dark Hole, Card Destruction, Change of Heart, Pot of Greed, Mountain, Terraforming. That was spells. Torrential Tribute, Solemn Warning, Trap Hole, Mirror Force, Magic Jammer, Fruits of Kazakis, and Life Force Sword. That's it for the traps. Malefic Stardust, Dark Magician, Elemental Hero Sparkman, Steamroid, Marsh Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes, Summon Skull, 3 Yellow Gadget, 3 Red Gadget, 3 Green Gadget, Mystic Tomato, Search for Sangan, and then a Karibo, and then, of course, your right leg, your left leg, your left arm, and your right arm. Also, your head of Exodia. So, this has been the insearch for Exodia deck profile. What am I forgetting? Oh, crap. No, it's not the end of it. I also have the extra deck. Derp. XYZ's Grenosaurus. Which is good for like when you're running gadgets. It's also good to have XYZs because they're all level 4, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're all level 4, so you could XYZ summon for a Illuminite or a Utopia, which is what I've got them in there for. Granosaurus, I don't think I'll ever use, but you never know, man. And then Stardust Dragon to bring out Malefic Stardust. So that's my In Search for Exodia deck. 46 cards all up. Four cards in your extra deck. 42 cards. I'll do an update tomorrow on this deck to see how it ran, because my friend 123 Wacky 1, Patty, he's bringing a deck over tomorrow, and he's gonna verse me. He probably won't like this, but I'm gonna make it a best out of 3 match, because I want to feel like I'm playing a tournament. But I mean, wouldn't it be funny if you get those in your first draw? I mean, how lucky would you have to be to draw Exodia in your first draw? Oh shit. I just shuffled the front of my deck into the middle of my deck. So yeah, that's it for my In Search of Exodia deck profile. I'll do it since I did a recap of what was in my deck. I'll do a recap of my extra deck. So 1 XYZ Granosaurus, 1 XYZ Illuminite, 1 XYZ Utopia, and 1 Synchro Stardust Dragon. So yeah, I'll post an update for this deck and let you know how it ran, let you know how lucky I was with it. I realize there's a lot of weak monsters in here, the weakest being Exodia. Well, no, the weakest being Karibo, actually. Karibo and Exodia are about the same. 300 attack, 200 defense for Karibo, 200 attack, 300 defense for Exodia. So yeah, I'll update you on how this deck ran, and if it runs good, like the way I've formed it, I realize I need more searches in the deck, but like it's pretty good for 40 cards, which is basically what you're supposed to limit yourself to during an Exodia deck, especially if you want Exodia for a especially if you want Exodia to win you the match. So yeah. So anyway, this was Metallic Insanity 666 with In Search of Exodia deck profile. Let me know if there's anything I could take out and add, or take out and swap around, or anything, because thinking about duplicating this deck actually. So like I will buy like another double of everything, well, that I'm taking out of this deck, like for example Karibo, Sangan, Marsh Dragon, Summon Skull, Steamroid, One Blue Eyes, Sparkman, Dark Magician, all my traps and everything are all being taken out. So yeah, let me know if I can upgrade anything or anything. Upgrade anything or anything. Yeah. Great choice of words, Alex.
Dickhead.
Yeah, just let me know, man. But please, I'm always looking for constructive criticism. Someone's ready to criticize me, I'm ready to take it. Like Loki Grim 13 criticized me about why I got so excited over Legend of Blue Eyes booster packs. Because